Laura Faye, the host of Wytpods, and we have a special guest with us today. We have Jennifer from Hargrave Family Law in Dallas, Texas. Jennifer, welcome. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you, Laura. Happy to be here.
Excellent, excellent. I'm going to get right into it. Would you mind sharing with our listeners a little bit about you and your journey into law?
Sure. Let's see. If I go way back to the early 90s when I was an undergrad student, I actually thought I was going to go into journalism, but I ended up being a political science major. And so ended up joining the pre-law club and thought, I guess I'll go to law school. So I really went into law school with not a clear idea of why I wanted to be a lawyer or what that meant.
Right.
That was back in the days of LA law. So I'm totally dating myself, right? Uh, and so when I was in law school, I didn't have any interest in family law. I saw family law as being just wrought with high conflict. During that time, there were a lot of shootings happening in courthouses within family law cases, and that was like my perception of what family law was just high conflict, a lot of animosity, a lot at stake. So I thought I was going to be a transactional attorney, so I did that for a bit. I started off in civil litigation, and then I moved to in-house counsel role in the financial services industry, and I learned a lot. It was very valuable, especially as a person in your young 20s, kind of learning about all the different financial types of investments, and that whole world was really opened up to me. But I learned about something in the early 2000s called collaborative law.
Mhm.
And that was my doorway into family law. I was so intrigued at the prospect of being able to help families navigate divorce through divorce without all the conflict. And, I grew up as a child in the 70s, and all my friends' parents were getting divorced, right? And my parents didn't get divorced, but I lived in fear of them getting a divorce. And I saw what it looked like on the weekends when you couldn't have your friend over because they were staying with the other parent, and how it just, the parenting schedule, how it was so disruptive in the lives of children.
Yes.
So I came into family law through the collaborative divorce door. And as a practitioner of family law, not all cases can be collaborative. So I had to hone my skills in litigation and trial work. And so now I do both collaborative cases, but we also do traditional litigation cases. But I always do it with the hope of really helping families navigate this process with an eye towards their future, and that we don't get lost in the craziness of the conflict. It can be very distracting when you're in it. So I really want them to achieve their goals so they can have their best life when the
That
divorce is over.
that's really nice because it is an emotional journey and you're definitely dealing with the highest of emotions, right?
You are, for sure.
And
You
children
know,
are involved.
yeah, I recognize really through the work with my clients, like they're the ones who taught me that divorce is always a period of transition, but it's also a tremendous opportunity for transformation, right? So often when we're in a bad marriage, we just feel stuck and powerless, and like we can't express ourselves because we're always trying to navigate life with this other person, and all the resentments and the hurt feelings and all of that. And, if we really look at divorce as a journey of personal transformation, it changes your mindset and it shifts your focus to how do I step into who I was really created to be. And my greatest successes in divorce are, when I get to walk alongside my clients who make that transformation, and it's phenomenal.
That is really, really good. Can you tell me a little bit more about your practice? What differentiates it? Do you specialize in, I know you do family law, but is there an area of family law that you specialize in, custody, child support, whatever it may be?
Sure. So family law encompasses everything that's in our family code. I'm in Texas, so that's like, we're working out of the family code. For us, primarily, our focus is divorce. That's where like most of our clients come to us because they're contemplating a divorce, or they've just been served papers and their spouse has filed for divorce, right? Uh, but divorce itself, I always say it's like two lawsuits in one. What a deal! It's both what we call a suit affecting parent-child relationship. So it's definitely dealing with the custody element. If you have children who are under the age of 18, even if you have adult children, we still need to have conversations because they're part of the family dynamic too. But, and also, so you've got your child custody part and then the property division.
Yeah.
So most of our clients are high net worth individuals who are, who have worked hard for their assets and they're concerned about the future and how they can preserve and protect their assets. Divorce is one of those areas where, people are giving up half of the estate basically. And so navigating that and really looking at the types of assets that are in the estate, what makes sense. If you've got a high income earner and somebody who's been a more traditional stay-at-home parent, like some assets are going to make more sense for one person to have than the other, just simply because one person can ride out the risks more than the other person, right? The stay-at-home probably needs more access to cash and liquidity, where the other person may be able to, take more of the high risk assets. So we just see, we're helping our clients navigate that each step of the way.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And having been through it myself and knowing many family law attorneys, that's 100% true and spot on. Absolutely. What would you, go ahead.
I will say, I think one of the things that really distinguishes our practice from a lot of other divorce firms is that we really understand that people feel fear and vulnerability, and a lot of times when you're in that situation, you think you want to go hire the meanest, baddest lawyer to
Right.
protect you, right? And so a lot of law firms, that's what they're advertising. They're marketing we're the meanest, we're the baddest, we're the most aggressive. And we just recognize that we are dealing with your family, and having the meanest, baddest, most aggressive attorney is not always going to help you accomplish your goals.
Right.
What you need is somebody who's empathetic and understands what you're going through and has patience and time to be with you, but also who understands problem solving. And that's what I love most about the work we do is we are problem solvers. So we have a puzzle, we have to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and really helping our clients in their decision making, because they are the decision maker, helping them feel empowered to make the best decisions, I think is the thing that differentiates us. So, if somebody calls me and they say, I want a pit bull attorney, I'm going to tell them, you know what, there's lots of those to choose from, and that's just not going to be us. But if you want somebody who's really going to help educate you, help you be empowered and be the decision maker in your divorce, where we stay focused on what's going to make your life better, and fighting with your ex is not going to make your life better. It just isn't. So there
That
are
was
times when we need to fight. Like I get it. And we do. We're good litigators, but
right.
it's not our only trick in our back, right? Like we do
Right.
that when we need to do it, but there
Yeah.
are so many other ways to get to resolution that are so much better for the family. So that's what our focus is.
That was very well put, very well said, and the message is very clear. I like that a lot. You touched on something, you said there's other attorneys out there who market themselves as aggressive and we're gonna fight. When it comes to marketing, what have you found to be your best strategy to attract new clients?
Well, we listen to our clients and we know what their worries and concerns are. We know that for the person who's been living in a marriage and they're terrified of what the divorce, the impact is going to have on their children. We get that. We're able to speak to that. We're able to provide tools and resources that are outside of the normal box. So if you think your marriage can be saved, like we have great resources to help connect you with wonderful therapists in our area to really help work on the marriage.
Right.
I always say if you don't need a divorce, don't get a divorce. Like you only get a divorce because you need it. But
Right.
when you need it, it's going to make your life a lot better.
That,
And so, yeah, I think I don't know if that answered your question, but that's
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Every firm faces its challenges over the years. We know this, it goes without saying. What would you say your biggest challenge thus far has been, and how did you tackle that?
Well, obviously, COVID was a huge time of reinvention. I mean, I hate to use the word pivot because I really got sick of using that word. But, we learned how to work remotely. We learned how to meet the needs of our clients during that time when we couldn't be in person. And a lot of that has carried over, and I think is very beneficial. It's hard to take time away from work to go and meet in a lawyer's office. And so being able to have Zoom consultations and Zoom strategy sessions and Zoom mediations is all great. I think there was a lot of strength that came out of that. I think as I look towards the future, the biggest challenge is attracting, continuing to grow and attract the team members who are really aligned with our values. And we have phenomenal team members. I'm so proud of the team that we have built to this day. But as I look out, we need new lawyers to come join us in our mission of really helping families through this process. And so that, I think, is one of the things right now that keeps me awake at night, is just wanting to find those people who really feel passionate the way we do and want to join us.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So you're talking about a concern in a sense of, for the future, or not necessarily a concern, but a goal that you have, that you
Right.
want the right people. A goal is better use of words. If I had the crystal ball in front of me, where do you see your firm years from now?
Yeah, I mean, we are going to continue to grow. We're going to grow across Texas is my plan and my hope. I know that there are other lawyers out there who do share this value and this commitment, and I want to underpin that, because I really think the thing that I've discovered in the firm that we've built together with the team is how enjoyable the practice of law is, and I think that that's something that traditionally lawyers haven't felt. I mean, when you can have that camaraderie and the collegiality, and you really feel like you're all there to help and support each other, it's amazing. And so as I look out, I really want the practice of law to be something that is enjoyable for our lawyers, like where they really feel they're able to balance the personal life, but also provide meaningful, really good work, very high level, where they can grow in their own skills. So that's part of a mission that I have in growing this firm, is also growing just the a place where lawyers can really be their very best lawyer selves in serving our clients.
I like that. I have really, really enjoyed hearing about your journey, your goals, the way that you help people, your expertise comes across, your compassion and real care for your clients and potential clients has really come across. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time today to share all of that with us.
Thank you, Laura.
You're very welcome. Thank you and continued success.